I told you to remember this face because what you're about to hear is the story of a woman slowly realizing she is dying of radium poisoning. Her symptoms started with toothaches, then jaw pain, then constant exhaustion. Doctors gave her vague explanations like anemia, dental problems, poor oral hygiene. No one was able to tell her why her body was falling apart. Grace was in her early 20s and she was healthy not that long ago. So then why now? Why was her body failing her now? That's when she started talking. She started talking to the girls that she was working with in the watch factory. Some of them had already left, sick and weak, facing similar symptoms as hers. They had all followed the same deadly routine of putting the radium covered brushes in their mouth and painting the watch dials. And now their stories were too similar for it to be a coincidence. Then came the last piece of the puzzle. The company's scientists were using gloves while handling radium. If it was so safe for the girls who were encouraged to swallow radium, then why were the experts being so careful? That's when Grace finally understood the truth. She visited one sick girl after the other, documenting their pain and convincing them that they had to stand together. Grace, along with Edna, Catherine, Quinta, and Albina, decided to fight. But then they were faced with another problem. No lawyer was willing to fight the richest, most untouchable company in America. Finally, in 1927, Raymond Berry agreed to represent them. By January 1928, when the case came before a judge, all five girls were extremely ill. Some of them weren't even able to raise their hand to take an oath. Two of them were bedridden, and Grace, she needed a back brace and she had lost most of her teeth. But backing down wasn't an option because the trial had just begun. This is part 2 of Radium Girls. Follow along for part 3, the trial.